G'day, my name's Darcy Hay. I'm down here to record a few songs courtesy of Euphorium and JT over here with a bit of expertise on the lighting and cameras and sound and that. So without too much further ado, I'm going to play for you now probably the oldest and certainly the longest song that I know, called The Ballad of Matty Groves. 'Twas on the high holy day, the very best day in the year, little Matty Groves had gone to church. Holy words put her here, holy words put her here. The first to come down was dressed in red, and the second one dressed in green. The next to come down was Lord Daniel's wife, as fair as any queen, just as fair as any queen. Then Matty Groves said to one of his men, "See the fair one dressed in white, for though she is Lord Daniel's wife, I'll be with her tonight, I'll be with her tonight." And a little foot page was standing by, and he heard all that was said. He said, "Lord Dan, you should know tonight, before I've gone to bed, before I've gone to bed." He had 15 miles for the go that day, and 10 of them he run. He ran lick on to the broke down bridge, then he bent to his breast and he swum. He bent to his breast and he swum. He swam till he come where the grass was green, then he got to his feet and he run. He ran lick on to Lord Daniel's gate, then he rattled in the bell and rung. He rattled in the bell and rung. What news have you brung to me? What news to me have you brung? Little Matty Groves in the bed with your wife, and the hearts both beat as one, their hearts both beat as one. Now if the truth you've told to me, then a rich man you shall be. But if a lie you've told to me, I'll hang you to a tree, I'll hang you to a tree. Well, he gathered him up, about 50 men, and they come with a good free will. And he popped his bugle to his lips, and he blowed it loud and shrill, he blowed it loud and shrill. "I'd better get up," said Matty Groves, "I'd better get up and go. I hear your husband coming home, I heard his bugle blow, I heard his bugle blow." Lay down, my precious one, lay down and go to sleep. It's only my father's shepherd's horn, he's calling for his sheep, he's calling for his sheep. So they lay down together again, and soon were fast asleep. When they awoke, 'twas broad daylight, Lord Daniel at their feet, Lord Daniel at their feet. Get up from there, you naked man, and put ye on some clothes. I never intend for to have it said that a naked men are slow, a naked men are slow. Oh, give me a chance, said Matty Groves, a chance to fight for my life. For you have there 2 fine swords, I've not so much as a knife, I've not so much as a knife. Oh, yes, I have 2 fine swords, they cost me deep in the purse. You may have the finest one, and I will take the worst, yes, I will take the worst. Then Matty Grove struck the very first lick, and it wounded Daniel sore. Lord Daniel struck the very next blow, and it drove Matty Grove to the floor, it drove Matty Grove to the floor. Gathered his lady by the hands, and he put her on his knee. Now who'd he love the very best, little Matty Groves or me, little Matty Groves or me? Very well I like your rosy cheeks, very well I like your chin, but better love little Matty Groves than you and all of your kin, than you and all of your kin. You can dig my grave on a pretty hillside, and dig it wide and deep. Put Matty Groves in my arms, Lord Daniel at my feet, Lord Daniel at my feet. Thank you. As I say, that is quite an old song from about the 1600s, I think, in northern England. And I do love that song because it's so ambiguous as to who the good guys and the bad guys are as such. You could have many different interpretations. It's quite ambiguous. So, with that being said, I might fish around in my pocket here, find a pick, and play you one of my songs, something written less long ago. And this is a song of mine called Blood Red Blue Moon. I put together a very amateurish little video for this one. It's on my Facebook and on the YouTube page and that. But I imagine that what we take here today is probably going to be a bit superior in terms of video quality. Hopefully I can match up to it with what I sing. So this song is called Blood Red Blue Moon. I drove to the tallest hill to see the view, hoping in the depths I'd see the words to explain myself to you. But it was a waste, my pen hovered in space. The panorama barked laughter down into my guilty face and crucified all the hues from the hill. I sat in my car with flies tickling around my lips, wondering how far I'd have to drive out to scratch the itch. I've got friends in Mullawa, from there Yalgoo ain't so far. If I had money for petrol, I could floor it on down to Leonora and rust my skin in Spinifex to soothe the itch. Loving is a race, it takes all of your running to stay in one place. Running, running, and falling down on my face. Phone keeps ringing, I know you're at the end of the line. I'm so tired I can't scrape together the spine to stand hearing your voice or any form of living noise, or be punctured by the claws of boundless hordes of human choice. The teeth are chewing my mind and shredding the rind. And wherever I lay tonight, know that I'm thinking of you and how to make things right. I've got to be alone to sweat this depression out on my own. I'm thinking of you, my darling. I hope I can look forward to coming home. It's a blood red blue moon tonight. Thank you, and I might do another little song here, a cover, but a cover with a bit of a special story behind it. A good friend of mine these days is Peter Salmon. He's an old stockman from on Warriaga and Dinma country, sort of up around the lower Ashburton, upper Lyons River, upper Gascoyne country. And anyway, Peter first heard this song back in the 1960s, we think, at a pub in Onslow, sung by the great Australian country singer and troubadour Buddy Williams. And he's longed to hear this song ever since. It's called On The Byro Plains, about Byro Station, not so far from Geraldton, where the Wirramal River flows. And anyway, we've been trying to track the song down for a little while to show it to Peter, and no luck. We looked online everywhere, Spotify, YouTube, all the usual places. So I managed to get in touch with an old friend who's been playing country music for many decades and asked him if he had any leads. He put me onto somebody else, who in turn put me onto somebody else, and eventually we managed to get a wonderful copy of the song, and we showed it to Peter, and he was quite happy to hear it. And so as such, I like to sing this song because of that sort of personal connection. It's sort of our song, and I've got a lot of time for it. So this is very much an old classic Australian country song called On The Byro Plains, or I think it might just be called The Byro Plains. Well, I love to ride on the hills and plains with my little pony Pete, swaying in the saddle to the rhythm of his feet, with my gooseneck spurs a jingling loud as down the trail we go. way out on the Byro Plains where the Warramul River flows. When we muster the mob on the Byro Plains in the dust and the blazing sun, you'll hear the stockmen sing this song when the work for the day is done. Oh, we'll learn to ride and rope and throw where the bloodwood mulga grows. Way out on the Byro Plains where the Warramul River flows. Anyone who's been to Carnarvon will know about that Warramul River. You pass it about 130 kilometres, say, south of Carnarvon, and I've never seen it with water in it, but apparently it does happen. Oh, way out on the Byro Plains on a Bonza summer's day, let me live and love and dream where troubles fade away. Where the dingo prowls and the goat scum grows and the bloodwood mulga grows. Way out on the Byro Plains where the Warramul River flows. We muster the mob on the Byro Plains in the dust and the blazing sun. You hear the stockmen sing this song when the work for the day is done. Oh, we'll learn to ride and rope and throw where the bloodwood mulga grows. Way out on the Byro Plains where the Warramul River flows. Way out on the Byro Plains where the Warramul River flows. Thank you, and have we got time for one more? We got time for one more. Well, lucky me and hopefully lucky you. Let me just consult my idiot sheet here. As you can see, I've got all of my songs written on my guitar, and it makes for quite handy when you've got a scatterbrain memory like mine. Tell you what, I might do another original song here. This is a song about something that happened in West Australian history before I was born, but when I heard about it, it horrified me right down to my core, and I thought that I had to write a song about it. It's about the Nookambah land dispute of the late 70s and early 80s under former Premier of ours, Charles Court. And the song sort of tells the story. It goes a bit like this. In 1971, the Yugnura people walked off a Nookambah station. In 1976, the government bought out Nookambah, gave it back to the Yugnura people. Our Premier Charles Court, he must have been a trembling, outraged and offended at the threat to industry. Well, he grit his teeth and fought for the good of his state electorate as he proclaimed it to be. No use for tradition, no time for unproductive dreaming in this skyrocketing two-speed economy. And if the owners of this land might feel slated by the hands of business, it's just the way it's got to be. For the public interest, it's the way it's going to be. In 1979, an American oil company called Amex sought rights for exploration on Yugnura land. The People there said, no, our land is sacred, it must stay intact. Go and rip your holes up somewhere else. Sir Charles Court said that this could not be accepted. There's no wealth in that, and boys, there's wealth up there to dig. 45 police protected trucks and drilling rigs rolled through Nookenbar, smashed the fences down, and raped the sacred ground. And no oil was found up there on Nookenbar Station. Thank you. My name is Darcy Hay, and it's been lovely to perform for you. Hope you have a lovely night.